Hi Capricorn. I was determined to go in just the flow of the universe and go with the regular Aries, Taurus, Gemini, what have you, and then it was just Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. And I went out, I had a conversation with my Airbnb, Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. I wasn't gonna do a reading tonight, Capricorn, Capricorn. So Cappies, you were calling my name and I'm so digging like being back in the flow of things right now. And then, so I went ahead, I've got like my box of cards here and I had all the cards that I was gonna use for you, and I pulled out this deck right here, which I kind of hated when I first got it. It's not, it doesn't shuffle pretty. It doesn't look pretty. It's got all these words that you're supposed to like string along. You're supposed to get like 3 cards, and but it's planets, houses, and signs. And so I started to use to see like what is affecting you most in your life. And I've actually been enjoying it. So anyways, I pulled that out, right? And let me turn the music down. And the cards that were sandwiched, like I'm talking sandwiched, and I don't know if you heard, probably not, because I just kind of started getting back on the boat of readings. But if anything, like if you pull a deck and there's a card from another deck mixed in, but everything is a sign from the universe. Everything. Something falls out of your hands, I look at it. Something blows off the windowsill, like the other day with the Aries reading, I look at it. It's always a sign. The universe is always communicating with us. And so I pulled out, how crazy is this? I pulled out this deck and this card came out. This is from one of my, I haven't used it particularly on this channel. It's one of my gypsy decks. It's a fortune telling deck. It's not tarot. And I pulled out this card and it was sandwiching these two. And the one ahead of it says, Capricorns, I love you so much. I'm a 5-degree Capricorn, like sun sign. So I consider myself more of a Sagittarian, but I can put that muscle in with the Cappies, like, right? I can climb a mountain and keep on going. It's one of the energies that are it's very easy for me to harness, and I love to work, and that can also be like a problem as well. But the gate, a barrier keeps you from your goal, and then you know what was on the end? And I don't know if you've been feeling it this week. Okay, should I read it out loud? I don't know if you've been feeling it this week, but like it seems like a page has turned. I thought the page was going to turn with the Grand Conjunction. I thought the page was going to turn when Saturn and Jupiter went into Aquarius. I thought, and then I had the last 3 months. I was like, okay, maybe not. Maybe I still have some lessons to learn. And if you ever watch Santora, it's one of her readings. I consider her my spiritual mama. I love her to death. But she has one of her readings that talks about like the Bashar effect or something along those lines. She was talking about a channeler like Jane Roberts back in the day that channeled Seth or something like that, and says the universe will bring back around the same circumstances to you to make sure that you learned your lesson, right? And so I had this whole situation with someone like a mother figure that to make sure that I had learned my lesson from that mother figure. Like exact circumstances when you're kind of like, am I literally dating the same person? Like how does this carbon copy from another country or this, that, and the other, how does that happen? It's the universe saying, did you learn your lesson? And by the way, I'm kind of learning how to do my baby hairs, and I'm feeling like this is like a thick mustache on my forehead. I'm not used to it, and like I'm trying different configurations with it, and I tried a little gel today, and now it's like weirding me out. But anyway, so this came out, and it says, locked doors can now be opened. So let's just look at this. We're 4:14. I love that. A barrier keeps you from your goal. That was on the front end. The back end is locked doors can now be open. And that's what I feel like this whole week was like this bit of a portal point where I just had to push through and just, excuse me, surrender, which is not my, it's not my forte. Just like to let it go to the universe. And I've had to do it over and over again, but this time it was really literally like letting go of the handbrake or what have you, and just like having like I don't have any control over this, and I just have to trust. And things like I literally I talk about writing in journals a lot, but it's not again, my forte, like something that I'm really consistent with. And I was like, let me just go ahead and write down like a gratitude blessing list of what's happened to me this last week. And I realized the universe has like literally taken so much off of my plate. Just like, I mean, like shocking news of something I thought was going to go down with someone, and it was just plucked off of my plate with no rhyme or reason, nothing for myself, right? For me, I feel like I'm, you know, we're go-getters, right? Like things happen in my life because I go after them and I make things happen. And the things that happened this past week that I had nothing to do with, and that was just the universe and everything telling me. So I feel like that's a message for you along with this. I know we're like really far in. If you're still with me, that's awesome. I'm feeling really just, I'm just wanting to connect, and usually I want to do, and I just want to kind of sit back. I'm like, oh gosh, like this is, and so everything I wrote in the journal was like, I received, because like when I have a hard time sitting in my feminine energy, which is receiving. I'm much more comfortable in my masculine energy, which is action and doing. It has nothing to do with gender. So I'm going to go ahead and see what our biggest influences are right now. But if you watch Awakening to Spirit, she talks about, well, she doesn't talk about it. She has like kind of a nickname for all of the signs. And I love her name for us is CAPRICORN, especially just coming out of St. Patrick's Day. I don't know about you, but like my Chinese New Year, or like not Chinese or whatever, but like my particular New Year, my birthday's so close to the New Year. That's kind of a new year for me, but really I found that I have like this weird 9-year cycle with St. Patrick's Day. And so when she talks about CAPRICORN, like it just kind of resonates with me. And oh, I don't have my shirt, but I'm not like the cool chick that just like, I travel a lot. So I am very particular what I keep in my suitcase because I have to wear it all the time. And I have my big shamrock shirt. And I met one of my coolest roomie probably I've ever had. She trains sea lions, and her birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, of course it is. You and me, right? So she just had a birthday. She's awesome. She just got her scuba certification. Hey babe, if you're watching this. But let's go ahead and see what planet, house, or sign is affecting you most. And then we'll actually get into the reading. I'm still like trying to force the readings to be a little faster or what have you, but I'm learning, like I'm like at that 30-minute mark with the last 2 ones, and I feel like it's a good one, but I do feel like I'm rambling. But I also feel like you're getting to know me a little bit more, and I'm being less Capricorn-y. Like, whoosh, let's get this done, what have you, and you know, it's like, all right, let me just invite you to my living room. And I'm not doing this out of desperation. Not that I was before, but I was like, when am I gonna get monetized? When am I gonna like have people like adore me or whatever for my, you know, it was coming from a place of ego. And I won't say it was a place from ego. If you watch my videos, I don't feel like it was absolutely coming from a place of ego, but it was definitely coming from a place of expectations. And oh my God, I'm so annoyed by my hairline right now. I am like, now it's just a greasy baby hairline. But anyways. So we've got Aries here on the bottom, so we'll just, well, Aries is coming up like tomorrow. Oh, that's gonna show, yeah, tomorrow. So that makes sense, right? It was on the bottom though, but I mean, the spring equinox is tomorrow or the day after. Again, I'm not an astrologer, but so let's go ahead and see what your biggest influence is. Libra, so go ahead and check your Libra placements. Balancing, right? Oh, that flew out in another sign. Aqua, Aquarius. So Saturn and Jupiter are in Aquarius. Let's see if we get anything else. I'm just feeling love, and I really don't try it. Okay, in which house do you need to look into? The 11th house. Freedom. Associations. And your circle of friends. An excellent quote, and I'm sure it's kind of circling around the internet. Like, I mean, if you watch Tony Robbins or Vanessa Van Edwards, People School, anything like that, you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. When I realized, I was like, well, I don't even have 5 friends. I was like, okay, well, who do I listen to the most or what have you? And that's when I kind of started changing my little my YouTube channel, I started listening to Tony Robbins and Vanessa Van Edwards and whatever. I was like, if I don't have people around me, especially like during quarantine, whatever, I'm going to be listening to, and Lisa Edwards, oh gosh, I don't want to get it wrong. It'll come to me. I gotta let go of it, right? You gotta let go of your subconscious. There's a lot of like this weird subconscious under the weather is what I'm getting, type of stuff for you. So like, hey, I've been sleeping for the past 4 days. If you've been getting rest and you've been nurturing, like again, we have just kind of gone through it. I think that has something to do with Saturn going out of Capricorn and making this big push into Aquarius. I thought it was just gonna be this smooth, like hell yeah, get out of my sign, Saturn. And I think there's just a big change up of things of where we need to go. And there's a big, there's been a shake up, right? Sorry, I just got distracted from the roommate. But there's been this shake up. Like I thought that planetary shifts would be just these smooth transitions, but you have like the foreshadow and the pre-shadow and everything like that. And there's things to be tied up and what have you. And I know because of my Aries moon, I'm just super, super like wanting things to go, and along with the Cappy in me. And I've just been having to learn to, again, step back into my feminine and receive more versus doing that action type of thing. But I don't know, it's been a weird couple of months. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get a couple of words that we can work with. But I love that the gate now has the key. That's what's circling this entire reading right now, right? So let's go ahead and, well, that was fast. Transformation, well, hell yeah. Let's roll with that, Cappies. That's in your past energy. What's in the present energies? So whenever I get these chakra cards, I have about, I think like 14 of these, because these are 2 decks put together, and each one of them has a chakra system, and I think there's 7 chakras or what have you. So 4th chakra, so we're talking about the heart chakra, right? Green, we got that lucky St. Patrick's Day color right there. So something regarding the heart, but I'm not putting that in the present position. I'm just taking it into, I usually see that as something I need to work on or something that's activated right now. So what's in the present position for Capricorn? Duality. Oh, talk about balance, right? Transformation. Balance. The yin, the yang. What we've been talking about, I feel like now I'm like, oh, I've been talking about this whole time, is like trying to sit in my feminine and not to engage my masculine so much, which has really been working out. But I feel, and I hate to use this word in the same sentence as feminine, lazy. Because I am so used to moving forward and making things happen. That is a masculine energy. Sitting in the feminine is letting things happen. It's not being lazy, but that's how my mind perceives it, right? Is like, I haven't ticked these things off on my to-do list. Therefore, I feel lazy. This is duality. It's like it's like you gotta, one of my favorite preachers growing up when I was in the Christian faith, talked about, yes, Christ raised Lazarus from the dead, but somebody had to move the stone, right? Lazarus was raised from the dead, but somebody had to move the stone in order for him to come out of the grave, right? So we have to do something. We can't just, like, whether you're a manifestor or you're a Christian or, and you know, there tends to be a bit of a dichotomy there. So that's why I'm using this as examples and probably in the wrong way. But I'm saying, like, we can't just, like, say, I want a car, I want a car, I want a car, I want a car, and, like, sit here and not do anything. Go out and, like, do something to make money to, like, how much is that down payment? And you just can't think, I need $3,000 down, I need $3,000 down. It's not going to come to you that way. You actually have to do something, right? You got to push the stone away in order for the miracle to happen. And so that's what co-creation of spirit is really about, or co-create with spirit. And I think I had a hard time really accepting what that meant. It was like co-create with spirit, like what I'm just like working with, like hoodoo, voodoo, something like that. Like that's not really like my jam or anything like that. It has nothing to do with it. It's like go with the flow. Be a good person. Keep the karma clean, and everything else will work out. And I know that's like over complicated, but it's actually really not. Treat the people around you in a good way. Okay, so we're gonna get a future energy. I'm Divine Feminine. I love it. Divine Feminine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, okay, pull some tarot. I was like, I'm going to get an animal, and I think I'm rambling. We're at 15 minutes. Shamont, pull some tarot. Okay. I thought I had a tarot deck out here. Nope, we're not using that one. I don't have a legend deck. Oh, we're going to go old school. Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite cards. I almost got this tattoo on my back of the Hierophant. It's the two-headed raven with the wings. I felt like it would go really well with the Ankh. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. It's like my neutral deck. I usually will use it if I'm doing a reading for a masculine energy. Again, I'm not saying a man. I'm saying a masculine energy. Someone that's more forward versus laid back. So, yeah, I'm really feeling it. It's so good to be back. All right, clarify transformation. What's this transformation? Okay, it came out horizontal. Four swords. I love that, actually. Four swords transformation. I mean, transformation. Yeah, transformation. Talk about a cool transformation. And being four swords in a horizontal, that means that you're coming out of it or you're going into it. We all work through energy very differently, right? So I love that you're kind of in the middle. You're not like, because hey, I've been sleeping for like 4 days. And that's not like how I usually roll. And so I feel, again, I was talking about in the Aries reading is that, you know, tarot is not supposed to be personal, but it is absolutely personal. It absolutely is. You can talk to any tarot reader and they will say, no, I keep my ego and I keep my whatever. And it's really not true. Like, the way we know a lot of things that we know is because things are happening, whether it's to us or to a family member or to this, that, the other. Once we pick up a couple of cards, we're like, oh, that's what's going on. And everything just kind of works in this weird cog matrixy way. So Four Swords, I'm going to go ahead and put my own energy into this and say, yeah, man, I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I feel like I don't have quite enough rest, but I've gotten some rest. Like, I'm kind of in that middle ground. Coming out of this like whole catapult of the last three months. Empress in reverse, right? The Empress, oh gosh, and we were just talking about masculine and feminine energy. The Empress receives. She's abundant. She is gorgeous. She's pregnant here. You know, it talks about fertility. It talks about receiving. In reverse, it talks about the exact opposite of maybe reaching too much, not allowing, you know, feeling too, what have you. So let's go ahead and get one more card. That flipped and came horizontal again because of the moon. I love it. There are things that we're seen and we're not unseen. I'm going to take my cards. If they're not up, if they're not down, if they are horizontal, I'm going to take them as is. I promise you I'm going to be the right reader for you if I resonate with you, because I am no longer going to just like roll with the flow and like, oh, that was kind of like halfway this, that, and the other. The moon came out. The moon can indicate that things are not seen and things have been seen. So there was a lot of if, ands, or buts, and you didn't know how to move forward. And maybe that has something to do with your transformation. I'm going to go ahead and pull from my Euro trash deck here and just clarify why the Empress was in reverse. I just got a card out. There was a false person making a decision on a false person. This is why I love this deck. This is a Lenormand along with two Kipper decks. So I call it my Eurotrash deck because I think one's like from Germany, the other, I think Kipper, like Italian. I don't know, but they're fortune telling decks. They're not specifically tarot decks, so they're not esoteric. They're very, very specific. So you made a decision on cutting someone. That's why you're the Empress in reverse. You're not giving your energy to anybody. Why aren't you giving your energy to that person? Something at home. Could be somebody that you're living with, but it could be talking about a foundation. It could literally be talking about like a house transaction. That's how literal this deck can be. What was it at home? Something close to home? A message of concern about someone. Okay, so now we know, and we had the indication there, right, with the 4 chakra card, that so there was a message of concern about someone, an emperor, and about a relationship. So we have courtship card, we have an emperor, so this could be a boss. This is someone that owns their own business, owns or has has a lot of say in society. They could be possibly military, somewhat older, possibly, but not necessarily, just someone of rank, of stature in the community, versus, be it in a business or in the home, or a family member that is, you know, that has long reach, if you will. There was a message of concern. You went ahead and made a decision to cut this person out. The fact that the moon card is here in horizontal, you may have just been going on intuition. The moon is all about intuition, right? And the changing of the tides and knowing things that you're not supposed to know, or what have you. It also means about things not being seen. So I feel like you, on a hunch, went ahead and cut somebody out that you felt was a false person. You got a message of concern. It doesn't matter whether you got it from someone that was telling you it, or if it was just a dream, or whatever it is. You cut someone out on a hunch, and I feel that you were right. It was close to home. It was close to home. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull another deck. Okay. So I'm going to pull the, let's see here, the Lightseers Tarot. Is that what I'm pulling? The Muse. Nope. Animal Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and give it a shuffle. Most of these have been shuffled, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I love the way this deck feels. The card stock on it is amazing. One more? Okay. What's on the split? We've got Five of Cups in the Fool. Five of Cups in reverse. Something happened, right? That put you in grief, but you decided to take a step out. Like, I feel like that's like in tune with what just happened there. Clarify duality. Oh, yeah. So we have Seven of Swords in reverse, which means that something happened. This is a past pain, but it's here. It's in your duality right here. So we're going to go ahead and get 3 more or 2 more cards, if I can, and see what it was about. Oh my God. See, and this is why we use different decks. We have the Empress in reverse again. So you are still in this energy, maybe revisiting what happened. Let's see here. I got another sword card that just popped up. Okay. These both came out. Oh my, and we have the Emperor. The Emperor came out horizontal, so I'm going to go ahead and cross that with the Empress. So we now have a true pair on the board, and we're talking about an Emperor and an Empress, right? This is hardcore, and this is my Emperor card, by the way, in my Lenormand deck. This is the Kipper. This is equal to the Emperor. So right on target, and oh, okay, a lack of balance. That's why I love this deck. This is why I love and hate tarot, because this came out, right? This is the Four of Pentacles. This is holding back. It can be saving money. It can be holding back emotion, what have you. When we talk about Pentacles, it's usually talking about something physical. But we have an Empress. We have an Emperor that's halfway in between. We have an Empress that's not giving anything, right? Because an Empress she's a receiver, but I mean, she's open if she's in reverse. So I feel like you're just very closed off, because why? There is a Seven of Swords here in the past that has not been obviously resolved, I'm thinking, and everyone is holding back. So what's the future position here? Because I think this is getting long. We're at 23 minutes, 23 as I see it on the clock. Let's go ahead. We're going to get another tarot deck. Where are my tarot decks? I'm like, I have 11 Legacy? No. Oh, there it is. I guess I just... Muse? No. Oh, it's my favorite part. I miss my piano. And I miss my guitar. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shuffle. This is the Lightseers Tarot. That's weird. This card doesn't feel good. Well, nothing feels good. That change never feels good, right? I'm glad to be here. All right. I'm just like looking at time. I'm like, all right, I got 5 minutes. I'm trying to keep these at 30 minutes. It's been good. Clarify Divine Feminine. I love this. Right? We go from transformation to duality. You're still like holding off your energy, right? Clarify Divine Feminine. Three of Wands in reverse, the Devil in reverse, the World in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're no longer waiting on the motherfucking devil. You said, my friend just posted this about like 7 days ago, and she's like, not today, Satan. Not today. King of Wands feels like there's unfinished business, but a King of Wands in reverse is a player, right? They go in, they take things. A King of Wands in the upright is a giver, the action. We keep talking about masculine, feminine. That's why I feel like I don't even know who I'm talking to right now. I feel like someone that's like, you know, again, as Cappies, we're like, let's go, 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 go. Like, it's our nature. We're supposed to temper that, but we also recognize it, right? Someone feels like there is a circle, like circle, a cycle is unfinished. But it feels like to me that you're no longer waiting and no longer dealing with the devil. I feel like you're feeling very on the opposite side of the coin. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and clarify what Capricorn is no longer waiting on. Woo. Look, well, look at you. This is my current card. When I say current, when we're looking at these gypsy decks, it's like, who is the person that's asking? This is always the female or masculine. There's one of each gender. That's like, so this is directly about you, Capricorn, the person that is asking the current, right? About a message. Putting on the bottom, there's a mature woman at the bottom. What are we no longer waiting on? We're no longer waiting on messages. We're no longer waiting on news. We're no longer waiting on news. Okay, so what is the devil in reverse about? I love this shit so much. Okay, so distant horizons. There's a lot of change cards in here. There's a card that's like physically, like the car is going down the road. They're like packing up your shit, whatever. Distant horizons is like the dreamer with the masculine. Right? The masculine, it's like you are no longer, what is the devil? You are no longer buying into the dreams, the words, the stories, or whatever it is that this masculine is trying to bring it to you. That is literally the devil in reverse. You have said, no ma, Satan. I don't want to call this person Satan, but I'm just like kind of using that like for the drama of like what we've been talking about here. Like literally, I'm not talking about it, but I'm just talking about, because that's what how the devil, or how, you know, energies, masculine or feminine, I'm talking about masculine, not talking about penises, talking about energies that are more action oriented versus receiving oriented. This has nothing to do with gender. This is whoever is coming at you with the dreams, and this is the dreaming card. This is not the let's put our stuff in the car and move together down the road at the house. This is like distant. Look at this, distant horizons. Like there's a ship in the air, right? Like over the water. Those are dreams. That's what the devil will do. Will make you make decisions, or have you make decisions based on things that aren't based in reality, right? So what is the outcome? If everything stays the same, it's the beauty of free will, right? The beauty of free will is that we can change the timeline with one decision. And that's why us tarot readers here, I love this from Water Star Vibes. I believe her name is Danielle. And she says that we are hazmat and we are air traffic controllers. We see things on the runway that need to be taken out of the runway before we land the plane. And so this is all just like, this is how the energy stands as it goes right now. So what is our best option? I'm going to get an advice. I know I'm like right on time right now, but I'm going to get an advice card, but I just want to get a little more right here. Unexpected income. Whew. With marriage. So you've got something unexpected coming in your energy. Again, when we go back to the Bashar and the whole channel with Jane Roberts and what have you, when things come up in your situation that you're obviously walking away. We've got 2 Empresses in reverse. You're walking away from it. Something has come up twice and you have twice said, no, thank you. You've got what you want. Like, even for me, I'm like, I don't want to deal with anybody right now. Like, I want to be in my own energy, but it's coming for you, Cappies. So let's go ahead and get an animal spirit oracle from Colette Baron Reed and just get like a little bit of advice, and then we'll go ahead and click off, okay? I guess there is a reason. I'm really proud of you, like, to get the Empress in reverse. And usually you don't want to say like you want to have the Empress in reverse, but that means you're not giving your energy at all. Like, you have been standing your ground and you still stand your ground. Super proud of you, Cappies. Surrender now. What are you talking about? That's that feminine, right? The surrender, the moth. Moth goes to the flame, right? You are the flame. The moths will come to you. It's drawing energy in. I love it. And it's the red, it's the sacral, right? The sacral. I kept on getting the sacral chakra earlier for myself. It's something I definitely need to work on. I'm going to go ahead and get one more. Not be weirded out by my roommates talking to me. And love is all around. Nightingale spirit. Look at that green. 4th chakra, heart chakra, right? Something's coming for you, Cappies, and you don't see it. And I keep getting it in the readings and the readers that I look at. I'm just like, nah, it's out of control. Like, that's not something I want. I'm just dealing with this. Like, in our present energy, we're just dealing with this. It's coming for you. You know why? It's because you stood strong. I'm really proud of you. And now I understand why I need to do this reading. So let's hold our breath and we'll figure it out together. But thank you for letting me into your energy. And I'll see you hopefully next week, Cappies. All right. Bye.